So you go into the halftime locker room up 65 points. What in the world did the coaches say to you? Tennessee gets a huge win, 71-0, but the preseason is over. The regular season ready to begin. Welcome to the Food City Locker Room, presented by Garza Law. This is the Players Show. So I was curious at halftime with Tennessee up 65-0. I told Swain this story, who's coming here wearing an orange shirt, so it must have been a big win. But I looked up to see what was the live betting line on the Tennessee game at halftime up 65-0. Did you see what it was at halftime?
What was it?
Tennessee was a 82.5 point favorite at halftime. In other words, they didn't cover.
Terrible, right?
I didn't take it.
We should have covered after Kent State decided not to allow a running clock or shorten the third and fourth quarter.
Okay, so tell the story. Did you hear about that at
Absolutely.
halftime? Okay, so what was the story?
Absolutely.
Tennessee's up 65-0.
Tennessee was trying to talk to Kent State officials about possibly having a running clock or shortening the third, fourth quarter, and Kent State declined. My thought was, let's hang 100 on them. Let's get our money's worth. We're paying them over $1.5 million. Let's hang 100 on them. They don't want mercy. Let's not give it to them.
Let me ask you this question in all seriousness. As I said, the preseason's now over. The good news is you come out of it healthy. And I keep saying that every week.
Yeah, the health is the most important thing. I think when you can get guys to stay healthy and you're not getting any major injuries, that's what you want. You want to come out, you want to show well, you want to play well. I think our guys played well. I think you didn't have any injuries, and now we're going into Oklahoma with a team that's ready to go.
Yeah, not only are you healthy, but you played a lot of guys in the 3 games. You played a lot in the Kent State and the UTC game, but you got a chance to get a nice rotation in versus NC State too. So you kind of know what you have, know who you can trust in SEC play.
So do you feel like that you've learned a whole lot? I mean, you know, they say you learn when you're tested. You haven't been tested.
Yeah, I think you learn a lot. You learn by depth. You learn getting guys action. You learn different plays. You learn schemes. You saw an onside kick. You saw different things that I think the coaches that they wanted to work on. I think this is a game that they could work on a lot of different things that they've put in trying to get prepared for SEC play.
You learn a new lesson about your team every single week, whether you're playing a difficult opponent or last night Kent State, you play a team that probably shouldn't even be on the same field as Tennessee. You learn a lot about your team each and every week, really each and every day, how you practice, how you play when things are going your way. And we're going to learn a lot, especially going on the road in a hostile environment.
I think something we learned a lot about was just the type of team that we had, speaking of what you said. I mean, these guys came out and they played. They didn't hold back. The game really got put out of hand within the first 5 minutes of the game. So look forward to seeing that. I think Coach Heupel's done a really good job of having these guys be pro all week. And it showed. It showed with their preparation. It showed with their execution.
Yeah, Coach Kublik asked Heupel at halftime about, just the approach, playing an inferior opponent like Kent State. And Heupel made a really good point about playing a nameless and faceless opponent. It's about playing to the standard of Tennessee. And it's the opponent's job to try to reach our standard, our level. And good teams beat teams like Kent State the way Tennessee did. So that's a really good sign.
Here's what's scaring me. I've been around here since 1996, been around here a long time, seen a whole lot of things. And everybody's drinking the orange Kool-Aid right now. You're going to Norman, Oklahoma. I don't care that this is not Barry Switzer's Sooners. I get it. It's still Norman, Oklahoma. You go in there as about a 7.5, 8 point favorite. It concerns me.
Says the guy who had an orange jacket on last week.
I thought he was going to wear one this week, to be honest. I mean, yeah. When are we going to start expecting it? When are we going to start expecting
Are you supposed to expect it? Is it good to expect it?
I think it's good to expect it. I mean, what are we here for?
The players are expecting it.
The players are. I mean, you see their swag. You see how they are. These guys are expecting to go to Oklahoma and win. And why not us have that same expectation? We've played well. Our defense hasn't given up a touchdown. Our offense has run the ball a lot. I mean, our guys are ready for this moment. And now it's time to just go out and put it on the field.
Yeah, I understand there's a battered Vols syndrome. There's
a top 25, by the way.
But these players, they don't think that way. They have worked their tails off. A lot of these guys are experienced. They transferred from different schools. A lot of these players were on the 2022 team that was ranked #1 the first week of the college football playoff and got beat at South Carolina and ruined the playoff hopes. They don't want to feel that way again. So, yeah, these guys are ready for this moment. The fans are acting scared.
You know, we talk about drinking the orange Kool-Aid. A lot of these guys weren't around. Like, they don't know what was going on in the last 10 years. Like, they don't care. These guys are a whole different breed. I think Coach Heupel's done a great job of bringing in different guys from different schools that have won at different places to come and kind of blend in with this team.
You know, especially now. I mean, I'm sitting here making my statement about the guys that wear an orange and the T on the side of the helmet, and you're right. And with NIL and the transfer portal and all that happens now, I mean, like who's in studio tonight? Miles Kitselman, tight end, is out there absolutely balling out. Here's a guy that comes from Alabama. He wasn't a part of any of that. So when I just made the statement to you guys about should you go in expecting, he's over there shaking his head, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, this is why he came here. He came here. I mean, he came from Alabama. I mean, what's the standard there is to win championships.
You expect to win every game you
so
play.
That is some guy that you bring in here, like we just talked about. He's won at other places. He knows what that culture's like. So now you blend him with the guys that we have that understand our culture with Coach Heupel, and you start seeing results.
Look at last year's 4 teams in the playoffs. They all had something in common right now with this Tennessee team. Stop the run, a dominant defensive line, can run the football.
Yeah.
Quarterback plays pretty good, and you have the ability to have explosive plays with a really good coaching staff. Let's not act like we're surprised that Tennessee has the opportunity to be one of those last 4 to 6 teams when it's all said and done at the end of the season to play for a championship.
Now, I will say this. I think that if you're going to be a playoff team, I think this is, I'm not going to say a must win, but at the same time, you need to win this game Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, I think for sure. I mean, it's a road game. It's at night. You'll have college game day. This is why you come to Tennessee. That you circle this game right here as a road game because there's nothing like winning on the road when you go into somebody else's house. And
Nico has said all along that he likes playing on the road better than at home. I don't know why, but he's been vocal about that.
Well, it's less distractions playing on the road, honestly. And you get a chance to shut the crowd up. That's one of the most
It's amazing.
You know, it's one of the most fun feelings you're going to have.
By the way, I
college
think that was
football.
Tulane that just scored against Oklahoma.
Greenway. Yeah, I mean, like Swain said, when you score a touchdown, when you get a big third down conversion, when you get a big third down stop on the road and that crowd's going and you truly get them quiet and you can hit them with the shh, or you score a touchdown and you can hit them with the quiet down crowd, it's a good feeling. I think our guys are ready for this moment.
So we'll venture more back into this in the second segment about Tennessee, Oklahoma. I do want to talk about college football in general a little bit in the sense that does it really matter? Georgia, you talk about parity in college football now, and we've seen parity, and I think, again, because of the transfer portal and NIL and all of those things, Kentucky almost knocks off Georgia. Georgia falls to number 2. Not that it matters. Texas is now number 1. Tennessee is number 6. It's just a different day in college football.
100% different day. I think you have to come out and you have to play well every week or somebody can jump you.
I think if you look at that game, understanding that each week is its own week, just because Georgia struggled against Kentucky, and they did a couple of years ago up there, and barely got away and went on to win a championship or was one of the best teams in the country. But looking at that game, I think if you're a Tennessee fan, you understand that the SEC is wide open. Like this team right now has the opportunity to go play in Atlanta. Not only get to the college football playoff, but host and be one of those top 4 teams if Tennessee continues to play the way they're playing and be more consistent, stay healthy, and not get complacent, which I don't think Tennessee's going to do.
So let's keep it real when we come back. If there's anything to think needs improvement, I mean, you're up 65-0 at the half. You all feel good about yourselves. If there's something that you look at that you say, okay, you got to work on that before you head to Oklahoma. We'll do that when we come back in the Food City Locker Room, and it's presented by Garza Law.
Attention shoppers, don't forget to ask our certified butchers for great recipe tips.
This is an authentic butcher shop,
where meat is hand-cut in-store, beef is ground fresh daily,
and expert advice from a certified butcher is always free of charge.
Free advice? That's what I call value. The quality I crave, the value I count on.
Nobody does food like Food City.
At Glass Doctor, our trained specialists are experts at fixing foggy and cracked glass.
Looks great.
You're all set.
What we can't fix is your view.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh, yeah.
I was coming home and a lady hit me head on. It totaled my car. It fractured my right heel and it bruised me up really badly. The Garza Law Firm, they were very compassionate, but yet they were very detailed. They didn't let me down. They never stopped fighting. It helped me regain confidence in law firms. I would definitely recommend the Garza Law Firm.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Hey, Sterling, man, come on, we got a roof to replace.
Let's go, baby.
Let's
go.
Hey, Sterl, you ready to go to the top?
Man, I can't believe you guys been doing this for 25 years. Oh, baby.
Now, this is what I call a rooftop party.
We have 25 years experience in roofing and exterior renovations, and we're backed by the best.
Are you ready to get your rooftop party started? Give us a call, 865-524-5888.
I was the star around here until Glass Doctor installed this perfect shower enclosure. Now they look at me like, well, there you go.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your pains. Oh, yeah.
The Locker Room is brought to you by Food City, NPG Brain and Concussion, Knoxville Smiles, Glass Doctor, and Garza Law.
So if Tennessee loses a game at some point this year, see, I'm believing.
Drink it.
You good? I mean, Chris smiles about it, and Swain's still looking at me like I'm crazy. So you look at it here. If it happens and something goes wrong, what are we going to be talking about to say why it happened? What's the concern?
It'll be penalties and turnovers. I mean, that's usually...
That's what you had? You said you had something.
No, you didn't ask the same question.
Okay.
You gotta change it up.
Yeah, you change it up, Mark.
Okay. Let me start over. Welcome back to the show. If there's something for Tennessee to work on, what do you guys think it is?
Well, there you go, Mark. I would like to see Nico slide more. Our hopes and dreams are in his hands. And we know he's tough. We know he's athletic. I saw his toughness at NC State. I love to see it. But
he's flat-footed.
If he goes down, it changes everything with this football season. So I would like to see him be a little bit smarter with when he runs the ball, getting out of bounds, or getting down.
Right.
Now, what's going to stop this team from reaching their dreams at the end of the season will be injuries, which sometimes you can't help. It's going to be turnovers and penalties. That's really it. It's going to be self-inflicting.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only thing that can stop us is self-inflicted wounds. I mean, the injuries, but I agree with Swain with the Nico and the slide. And also just taking the check down. I mean, sometimes I think he's a little quick to get out of the pocket. I think that kind of shows he hadn't played a lot of football. Obviously, when you're playing in the SEC, the D-line, everybody's going to be a step faster. So some of the things we've seen these past couple weeks, I don't think he'll be able to be able to get away with when he's playing in the SEC.
I love that we're making these mistakes now because
mistakes? What are you talking about?
It's a mistake. Some of those throws last night, he threw in the coverage, and Kent State's so terrible they couldn't even pick it off. That's how bad they are. And so against Oklahoma, it's probably an interception. Against Alabama, it's probably an interception like it was against NC State. So you're able to make those mistakes, still beat a team by 71 points, make those mistakes, still put up 50 points against NC State. That's a good thing. You can make those corrections when you win. It's a whole lot easier, Chris. You know that.
100%.
I thought I was talking to Nick Saban over here. We were up 65-0, but we made all kinds of mistakes, and you better get better.
Well, I mean, to Swain's point, sliding or doing something like that's a different play. I mean, you look at that NFL game the other day with Tua. If Tua just slides, we're not talking about that. So those injuries truly do come into place, and we don't want that. I mean, Nico's our guy. We have a lot hedged on him. So learning how to slide and learning how to play, it will show maturity.
Obviously, every week in this conference, 16-team conference, you're looking at the other teams and you're comparing yourself to them, obviously. So you look at the Georgia game and you look at what Kentucky's front did to Georgia's offense and shut them down. Now, Georgia figured out how to do it. How to win, how to get away with a win. Yeah. I'm sitting there watching that game thinking, if Kentucky's going to shut Georgia down, Tennessee ought to be able to do the same thing because Tennessee's better than Kentucky. Am I wrong? Up there, I'm getting that look from Swain again.
I mean, it's easy to say that, but we saw South Carolina look like trash in week number 1 and then completely dominate Kentucky on the road in week number 2, and then week number 3 dominate LSU in the first part of the game and then lose in the second part of the game. It's just really hard to have that line of
consistency.
It's hard.
I think it speaks to the depth of the SEC. I mean, week to week, you truly have to show up and play, and no game's a gimme. I mean, you look at Arkansas, you look at Mississippi State. These teams are going to be coming ready to play because, again, if they get a chance to shock the world and beat Tennessee and Nico and the Heisman Trophy candidate and all that stuff, that's what they're going for.
So, guys, put the top 8 up again. Swain kind of talked straight through it. He was on a point, and he didn't want to stop his train of thought, so it was up there.
How bad?
But this is fine. But put the top 8 up there because what you talk about the SEC, I mean, I feel like you're almost outside of a couple of teams, and they're just looking at the Southeastern Conference race.
Well, I mean, that's what it's going to be. Again, all of us have to play each other, too. So I think that plays into effect when it comes down at the end of the season, who's going to be in, who's going to be out, because we have to play each other. And I think a lot of those teams will be considered, even with that 2 to 3 loss team that had to play in the SEC.
I mean, for the most part, though. I mean, some of these teams will play each other. You look at Tennessee. Tennessee doesn't play Texas, doesn't play Ole Miss. Now, some of these teams aren't going to play each other. Georgia's going to play Alabama. So, I mean, to me, if you win 10 games in the SEC, you're in the playoff. With the SEC being this good, could 9 wins get you in?
It depends on the year. I wouldn't play around with fire if I'm Tennessee.
Oh, no.
You know, I think if you win 10, you have a good opportunity to be in the playoffs. But I think this is a team that's better than 10 wins, honestly, with how Tennessee is playing. Yeah, absolutely.
So, okay, so let's bring Miles Kitselman in here. Hey, he's a tight end, and for some reason, it's kind of like Travis Kelce. I'm not really sure. Everybody knows that he somehow is open. There's people not within even 10 yards of you. When I've asked the question about you've got to believe, you keep shaking your head over there. You believe, don't you?
Absolutely.
So tell me the mindset. I mean you have to believe?
Coach Hype talks about it all the time. There's teams that hope, believe, and expect. And the difference there is preparation and everything that you do. And if you go into a game expecting and completely confident in your preparation, there ain't nobody that's going to stop you.
Okay.
Man, you can't beat that, Miles. Number one, welcome, man. We're happy to have you. It's good to have a fellow tight end here.
Yeah, good to be here.
But talk about just Swain doesn't like that. Talk about just differences, man. Obviously, you came from Alabama. What's it been like coming here and playing for Hypo and just kind of a different temperament head coach that you came from?
Yeah, I think Coach Hype does a great job of implementing family for sure. You know, you come in the office every day ready to work, but at the same time you feel loved, you feel appreciated, and you can tell that the coaches believe in all of us, and what that does for some, you know, a player's confidence is everything. So just being able to come in every day, and, you know, Coach Hype is such a positive guy that, you know, when you're spending, you know, 12, 14 hours a day at the office, man, it's so nice to have coaches that are just always in a good mood and always uplifting. Yeah, it just makes everything so much easier.
All right, we got to catch a break. We'll send Swain over there for the Food City player perspective. I will say this: you listen to Miles, and it does echo what Lance heard. I was talking with Lance Hurd, and he's talking about LSU versus Tennessee, and he goes, night and day, man. Just night and day. This is a fun place to play and a fun place to be in. Okay, we're going to go to break. Jason's wanting to ask questions, and I think we're doing all the questions, so we'll do that when we come back.
The Locker Room is brought to you by Food City, Exterior Home Solutions, D1 Training, Lakewood Capital Group, Ted Russell Ford, and Garza Law.
Attention shoppers, don't forget to ask our certified butchers for great recipe tips.
This is an authentic butcher shop,
where meat is hand-cut in-store, beef is ground fresh daily, and expert advice from a certified butcher is always free of charge.
Free advice? That's what I call value. The quality I crave, the value I count on.
Nobody does food like Food City.
I see Marco's role in the community as somebody that people can look up to.
Marcos Garza is very thoughtful. He pays attention to the needs of the people in the community.
He's somebody that's very unselfish, somebody that's going to always be there.
Marcos Garza will work as hard as he can to get the best results for you.
In the future, no matter where I'm playing, no matter what the team I'm playing for, I'll always be on Garza's team.
The Garza Law Firm is Mama Zizi approved.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Man, come on, we got a roof to replace.
Let's go, baby.
Let's
go.
Hey, Sterl, you ready to go to the top?
Man, I can't believe you guys been doing this for 25 years. Oh, baby.
Now this is what I call a rooftop party.
We have 25 years experience in roofing and exterior renovations, and we're backed by the best.
Are you ready to get your rooftop party started? Give us a call, 865-524-5888.
Knoxville Smiles depend on us to make you smile better. Knoxville Smiles, are you happy with your smile today? Knoxville Smiles, we're all about smiles.
Hey Lance, what makes you smile?
Pancake blocks.
What's up, guys? It's Devin Driscoll, owner of D1 Sports Training. We know in 2024, convenience is king, so we have locations not just in Hardin Valley, but now one in Maryville, in Farragut, and in Morristown, with more soon to come. So keep an eye out. We want to bring D1 Sports Training to everyone in East Tennessee.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jody Griffin. I'm a dentist here in Knoxville, Tennessee. In 22, I had a wakeboard tower hit me on the head and give me a concussion. In my office, I show x-rays to my patients so they can see their teeth. I needed somebody to do the same thing for my brain, so I went to MPG. They did an EEG of my brain, and they were able to show me the activity of my brain and give me a diagnosis and a treatment plan. So I choose MPG because brains is what they do, and that's all they do.
Time now for the Food City Player's Perspective. A look inside the locker room with the Vols.
It's time for everyone's favorite segment here. I'm here with Miles Kitselman, tight end for Tennessee. Miles transferred in from Alabama in your first year. What's been the thing that you just the most happy about being here at the University of Tennessee?
Yeah, I would just say the coaches and the guys, how welcoming they've been and the hospitality. Man, like this tight end group is so tight, and we get along so well, and just each and every day continue to push each other, and that bond just continues to get better and better, and it's just been great.
You have players that come in from high school to college. You had a different route, going to JUCO, then going to Alabama, then Tennessee. What was probably the biggest lesson you learned going from JUCO to the SEC?
How to work, for sure. JUCO was no joke at all. You got that sweat in. But just learning from Saban and Alabama on how to truly come in and put the work in every single day. And, man, I had my doubts about, man, can I make this? Can I do this or not? And, coming out of those situations on top just made me, a better man. And how to carry myself every day, and those lessons and the mental strength that came out of all that kind of stuff.
I know you're a big-time team guy, but have you checked your stats so far this year? You got more catches and touchdowns than last year when you were at Alabama. How happy are you that you're in an offense that can showcase your talents?
Yeah, I think the thing I'm most happy about is the coaches looking for mismatches. I keep on telling myself, don't worry about the stats, don't worry about the catches, don't worry about any of that. Just go in there and do exactly what they ask you to do, and everything will fall into itself. And so, last night, Coach Hosley, Kent State was doing something that we weren't expecting, and all of a sudden he calls a play that we haven't ran in forever, but he's like, hey, man, this is going to spring the tight end wide open, and then that's what I ended up scoring on last night. So just to have a coaching staff that believes in you and believes in your abilities and is looking for opportunities for you to get on the field is everything to a player.
Kind of compare and talk about the two games, the neutral site game there in Charlotte versus NC State. You catch a big pass. It was called back for a touchdown, but you had a good day. Almost had 2 touchdowns. And then the home game, night at Neyland, just an unbelievable atmosphere. Walk us through kind of those 2 games in the early season.
Yeah, for sure. Man, that atmosphere is crazy. Our fan base is absolutely amazing. Obviously, I got to experience the bad side of it 2 years ago. But man, just being on the other side, it's crazy, showing up to a night game, versus a Kent State, not expecting much. And man, we running out of that tee, and it's like everybody in America is here. I mean, like, it's crazy how well these fans show up for us. And obviously you saw it affected Kent State, having 3 or 4 snaps over the quarterback's head. Like, don't think that just happened by coincidence. Nah, man, like, those were the fans, and we need that. We're going to need that in those big games. We're going to need the fans to show out for us.
Tennessee, I think, is a top 5 team in the country. I don't care what the polls say.
Best team in the country.
Okay, I'll go with that. Best team in the country. Let's ride. Why, and this is the fans, they've seen Tennessee struggle over the last decade or two, and so maybe a little scared, maybe a little nervous, but I think this team is for real. Why will this team continue to be focused and not listen to all the distractions of winning and making sure you guys are not complacent? Why will this team continue to work and not take any steps back?
I'd say number one, because our head coach is so strong in believing on everything outside of the building has nothing to do with what we do. And we praise that complacency is the worst place that a team can be. So to have a head coach just hammering that every day, and then to have people on the team that are experienced pros that have been there before, just continue to bring the young guys, continue to push day in, day out, saying like, man, like our ceiling is so high that, there's no room for getting complacent. We haven't done anything yet. And we're just looking forward to continuing to grow as a team and see where it takes us.
Absolutely. Well, Miles, this offense has been fun to watch in the first 3 years, but this year I think you've opened this offense to a whole nother level because of your ability to catch and run block. So looking forward to seeing more big plays from you, Miles.
Yes, sir.
Love the winning attitude. That'll carry you through, I'm sure, this week at Oklahoma. We'll wrap it up, talk about the keys to the game when we come back.
Hi, I'm Laura Ash, your West Knoxville State Farm agent. I've been here in the Renaissance for 17 years, and I'd love to help your young football players or anyone with their car insurance, home insurance, and life insurance. Give me a call at Laura Ash State Farm.
I see Marco's role in the community as somebody that people can look up to.
Marcos Garza is very thoughtful. He pays attention to the needs of the people in the community.
He's somebody that's very unselfish, somebody that's going to always be there.
Marcos Garza will work as hard as he can to get the best results for you.
In the future, no matter where I'm playing, no matter what the team I'm playing for, I'll always be on Garza's team.
The Garza Law Firm is Mama ZZ approved.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Hi, I'm David Ball, National Sales Manager here at Legend Fitness. Legend Fitness has been built on longevity and quality. Our racks are fully welded and has the least amount of bolts in the industry, made to stand up to the test of time. Because at Legend Fitness, we deliver quality and we want our customers to be Legend strong.
Hey, Tim Hoskins here from Covenant Sports Medicine. I'm the corporate manager of sports medicine, and I want to speak a little bit to our community partners and relationships that we have. We partner with FC Alliance Soccer, LeConte Center at Pigeon Forge, Johnson University, numerous high schools in and around the area, AAU basketball, Morristown Landing, travel hockey, volleyball, lacrosse, you name it, we're probably involved. What a lot of people don't know about Covenant Health is we're a nonprofit, community-based healthcare delivery system. We provide services in your community. If you ever need help with some event medicine or sporting event, scan the QR code at the bottom. Covenant Health, our mission is to improve lives through better health.
Community banking is about location and much more. It's about family. We reside in your community. We are a part of your community. At Commercial Bank, our commitment extends beyond the walls of our branches. It's displayed each day in the opportunities we provide, the money we give back, and the time we commit, all to help improve the lives of the people, families, and businesses that make our communities great. Commercial Bank, life made better.
Keys to Victory is brought to you by Garza Law.
Okay, here we go. Tennessee, Oklahoma. What are the keys to victory? Chris Brown.
How do we handle adversity? First night game, big game on the road. How does our team handle adversity? I think that'll be key. I think we need to control the line of scrimmage, both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. And then obviously, we need defensive backs. Let's see how we handle it. I mean, obviously, it's a big game on the road, and Oklahoma has some guys that can catch the ball as well. Can't see?
Defensive backs need to pass protect. That's a new wrinkle. Keep Nico in the pocket is one of my keys. Keep the quarterback in the pocket for Oklahoma is what I mean here, because their quarterback did a really good job versus Tulane of getting outside the pocket, using his legs. He didn't really beat Tulane with his arm. He beat them with his legs. So we got to make sure we keep the quarterback in the pocket, win first down battles on offense and defense. I think it's important also for us to start fast, being on the road at Oklahoma, neutralize that crowd.
Yeah, handle the crowd for sure. Tennessee, Oklahoma, it's a 7:30 game. Saturday night, ABC, College Game Day. Here we go again. Remember 2022 when Tennessee beat Alabama and all this? The guy over there walked off the field disappointed, but he's walking off very happy. Come on, it was too much fun. I wanted to finish with something. Come on, we'll see you next week. Tennessee and Oklahoma. Go Vols this week. Come on.
It's okay, Miles. It's okay.